Welcome to another episode of Ruff Talk VR, a weekly podcast with in-depth game reviews, exclusive developer interviews, and the latest MetaQuest and virtual reality news. We join our hosts, the father-son team of D. Scruffles and Stratus today, as they spend another episode breaking down and discussing the world of virtual reality.
Hey, welcome to this episode of Ruff Talk VR, coming at you with another exciting and jam-packed episode of VR news, talking the latest and greatest in the world of VR. But like always, since we're getting even closer, I have to say as a reminder, Friday, April 4th, 1 p.m. Eastern Time, we have the second annual 2025 Ruff Talk VR Gaming Showcase. And we've been reviewing trailers as they come in. We had a nice sit-down session today, game planning. Listeners might have noticed a little slowdown on YouTube Lives and stuff like that, but the reality is, we've had a lot of interviews the last couple of weeks, but a lot of the spare time in between recording right now is all hands on deck on showcase prep.
The anxiety's real.
Yeah. Order of trailers, the script, the format. There's so much that goes into it.
Although we're not very talky, and I like that we don't talk a lot.
No, I'm excited. Dude,
we talk a lot here.
Even just in our talks of it, I start to get, my body starts to sweat. I'm getting excited. Let's go. We're so close. So I think we're locked in with who's going to be in the showcase at this point. I think we've hit pretty much our max. Of course, there's some people you can't say no to if they came around. But, we have a locked-in great showcase coming forth on Friday, April 4th, 1 p.m. Eastern Time. And I'm thinking what we're doing this year, because our main showcase is going to be all never-before-seen trailers. What goes on after 1 p.m. has never been seen before. But the reality is this is about showing off the industry, and we want to show off and promote as many games as we can, and not every studio has the capacity to make a brand new trailer. So for people who are early to the show, before 1 p.m., if you show up pre-show, I'm thinking we're going to have some previously seen trailers running in the lead up to the actual start of the showcase, just for people who happen to hop on the YouTube video early. That way they're not just, staring at a screen that says coming soon, starting soon. Actually give them something, and then that way we can show off those developers that didn't have the capacity to make something brand new, but maybe not everybody's seen their trailer. So we're going to have a pre-show of some previously seen trailers. Doesn't mean you've seen them all. Maybe there's some brand new ones to you. And then the actual showcase at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, all exclusive from there. I'm excited.
Sounds like a plan.
I'm excited. And, dude, this last week, I think it was Monday, I sent you a rumor that by Thursday, you were no longer even referring to as a rumor. I was like, dude, it's still a rumor. You're like, no, it's locked in at this point.
Mm-hmm.
There's been talks that the next Xbox is going to come out in 2027, and it's going to be pretty much a PC in a box, allowing you to play computer games on your Xbox through things like Steam. So we have long said, ever since the first time Meta partnered with Microsoft, the home run, the number one, grand slam that could ever be done would be if you could use a Quest headset on your Microsoft Xbox to play higher end PC VR games. And if an Xbox can play Steam VR or Steam games, I don't see any reason why you wouldn't be able to run a VR game, right?
Well, in theory.
And then if you could connect through a partnership, if you could connect a Quest 3 to an Xbox, dude, that's.
It's possible it's a lie.
The rumor?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still a rumor.
It's been picked up by every form of press on the fucking planet. I just refuse to think that something that massive is a lie. So, but it makes total sense, right? In the direction of gaming, what better position for Microsoft to put themselves in? We don't have to just make a exclusive console to just, and they've gone all digital anyways. Everyone's greased into it, but everyone loves Steam. Now we just marry the two. And of course, if it can run Steam, it should be able to run VR. So therefore you have a fucking VR PC gaming
and
computer.
It's all about if the Quest can connect to the Xbox at that point, which if it's a PC in a box,
man, I was
why
told
can't it?
from my understanding, it's a gaming PC that runs on a TV screen.
That's basically a PC in a box. Or
That's exactly what it is. Come with keyboard, mouse, and everything.
It's crazy direction, but I could see it. It made total sense. And Sony started to put their exclusives onto Steam.
Yeah.
So now all the Sony exclusives are going to be on Xbox too. But we're talking about this.
That was one of the videos I saw too, was somebody being like, that's how they got me to click on it, truthfully. Is like, the guy was like, want to play Sony exclusives on Xbox, you know? And it was, at the end of the video, the parody of it was, you know, now we've got Microsoft, we've got PlayStation, but there's somebody missing. And it panned to like a Nintendo logo. With Nintendo, they're like, we don't give a fuck. We're never going to do that.
But
so, dude, that's huge though.
If it's true, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, listen, if it wasn't true, Xbox would be screaming from the highest mountain. That's the biggest load of bullshit. I mean, they're pretty quick to respond to mass-wide BS.
Yeah, they haven't done any comment on it.
Yeah, I mean, I just did a little search, and I'm like, they seem pretty quiet.
And how does this tie into VR? What we said, like, dude, if you can use your Quest headset on an Xbox to play higher-end PC VR games.
And I mean, look, so the direction of Meta, right? Horizon Worlds, less pouring money into games, blah, blah, blah.
More free to play. Yeah.
So it's like the initial writing on the wall is pretty scary to look at when you look at the worst case scenario for this. Like, oh no, you know, my standalone's going to suffer. But if they are in the loop and they know what's going in the future, which I believe they are, and they're kind of driving it themselves, then you're out nothing with this. This is a home run for standalone.
It makes PC VR games viable for developers to make a profit, right? If now people can buy them and play them on their Xbox.
If there's no more, it has to run on standalone, right?
Yeah.
If that part isn't in the equation, and then you look at like developers like Spoon, who, you know, put out Grim, who I'm sure would have loved to have been like, I just want to make a PC VR version. That's a game changer, dude.
No doubt. No doubt.
And we've played PC VR with our Quests. It's fucking good. So, damn.
It's not like we're relying on the Xbox in a box, PC in a box to play PC games. We're looking at it from more like an industry growth perspective, how badass that would be.
Yeah, and I think like a year ago, we kind of looked at the guts of the Xbox and saw that.
Since the first time it was announced, we've been saying this.
Well, but even with current hardware, it's like if it would do it, you could do it, right? I think you actually technically can. There is a method that you can do it, if I remember correctly. Someone corrected me on it. But like some do this, do that.
It's but it's something we've been talking about since the first ever time.
Dude, it's fucking home run.
Oh,
it's a home run.
I hope this is, and again, all speculative. If
it's
this
a home
rumor
run
is even
Steam.
true. Oh yeah. Steam's made so much money, 30% on every freaking sale. Dude.
They lay low with that.
Yeah.
Because Quest takes the most heat.
Well, and Apple Store with iOS apps, they also do 30%.
Yeah, I don't hear nobody bitching.
Oh, a lot of people bitch about it.
I just don't hear
It's a very vocal thing.
All I ever hear is the Facebook bitch, the Quest bitch. I never see anybody being like, damn those app stores. You know what I'm saying? It's like, then you look at other shit, like those music streaming things, and you find out like when artists really get paid, you're like, oh my God, dude. 30%'s not the worst, though.
Well,
kind of like a manager or an agent, you know?
To go to the...
Or don't sell your product.
So to leave the rumor mill, because that's all that is with the Xbox for now. I mean, we're extremely optimistic of it, especially because of the possibility if that ever led to using a Quest.
I'm going to say it. That shit's real, but disclaimer, it could be fake. But there's just nothing that didn't make sense about it in the direction of where everything's going. And when you already have a platform like Steam that's proven, it can it works. Mm-hmm. Why not just sponge off of that? Who loses? Nobody.
Leaving the rumor mill, though, going to what was official last week, the VR game showcase, which we had Jamie from the duo on last week to hype it up. There were some good announcements from it last week. I see one loaded up on your screen, too, of your, no doubt, what was your favorite from the showcase. But there's a little bit leaning towards adult gaming in it from a studio that I'm a little biased with as I work for them. So full disclosure there, but Flat2VR Studios announced POSTAL 2.
They announced 5 games, if I'm
Yeah, there was 5 trailers. I
Coming in hot.
spaced it out through the showcase. I mean, through the news a bit, but the big one, no doubt the biggest, was Postal 2 VR announced.
That was my second. I think consumer-wise, that was the biggest, but I think my first talking point is that personally was...
You were blowing up my phone about your next one.
But yeah, dude, it's like... We'll get into it.
Yeah. Well, this one's for Postal right now, but...
Talking Postal.
Postal 2 in VR. Something that if you actually Google it, you can find Reddit posts for the last, 6 years of people being like, do you think we'll ever get Postal 2 in VR? People have been advocating it on social media for years, and it's so that community is passionate. They're a very big, loud community, and I think it's going to bring a lot of new users to VR as well, too.
I don't know about buying headsets just for Postal, but
some of those
if you own a headset, yeah, dude, there's no doubt you're not going to... I mean, yeah, it's pretty fucking violent, even though you don't have to be, but it's pretty violent.
Some peeing. I want to pee on people in VR.
Remember the game Manhunt?
Yeah, that
was wicked controversial.
Was that Rockstar? I don't remember who did Manhunt, but I remember that one.
I was quick on that one.
But I'm so excited to see this. I'm so excited to see the community go nuts with it when it's out as well.
I mean, they didn't even have to show a trailer.
You think they could have just done a key art pop up?
They could have done a fucking logo. That's all they had to do. Let's be honest. If they're going to drop a San Andreas trailer, which is funny to see people go into the chat and you're like, GTA. It's like, no, there is no GTA trailers for anybody showcase.
I think Jamie even went on social media the week before and he goes, what will not be on my showcase this year?
GTA.
Grand Theft Auto San Andreas in VR.
100%. It won't be on ours. I'm confident in saying it.
That's the biggest spoiler we'll give, no doubt. There will be no Grand Theft Auto San Andreas VR on our showcase.
If there was, and it was just some music, do 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 do, boom, and then the logo, and then it disappeared. That's all they need.
The most iconic line.
Postal 2 is in that ballpark.
Yeah, I don't think people saw it coming either. So
no, I was pretty shocked.
That's a cool one. So I'm. Like I said, biased there, but I think even if I didn't work there, I think I would be like, holy shit.
I don't work there, and it excited me. I was happy, which was cool.
I
had no tip off. But I want to jump to
I forgot about that one before we go to your actual news point, so we'll let you do
quick
this
to
one
skip
too.
over excitement of the rumors. But no, a game that I got to try.
I haven't played it yet, so you're kind of selling me on it. I'm so excited to check it out.
Yeah, the developer was super cool to
provide keys. I think you just commented on one of his things, right?
Yeah, it was LinkedIn.
Good old LinkedIn.
LinkedIn works, dude. It's great for, I say tech networking. Not good for getting a job. I don't care what anyone says. But
yeah, LinkedIn's devolved into, I think Twitter and LinkedIn, if you're active on those two platforms,
yeah, you're pretty good.
You've covering the majority of the VR industry side of things.
The tech shit, yeah.
Maybe not the consumer side, but the industry side.
I love how many people have the open to work. I even had it on mine for a while just to see. I'm like, yeah, man, LinkedIn ain't about getting work. But the networking, 100%. I obviously had followed the development of Symphony when we caught wind of it. It excited me because another classical music based game. And then the developer was kind enough to toss us some keys. I went right into it, probably burned an hour of my life instantly. Wicked freaking fun. I've seen people in comments on other socials be like, oh, a Maestro competition.
You were instantly despising that comparison.
Even no, it's not. They're not the same at all, man. Symphony, the only thing that Symphony and Maestro have in common is classical music. Aside from that, Symphony brings its own, it is a rhythm game. But what makes it really cool is you don't need a huge play space to play it because everything takes place in a circle that's in front of you. And it's just hand gestures. Similar to Maestro, but hands out, hand tracking if you want, controllers if you want, which I appreciate. I actually did better with the controllers than without, and they have a leaderboard. I'm ranked 23, by the way, in a couple of songs.
No way.
Yeah. But so far I'm loving it, but definitely not, don't go into it being it's Maestro. It's not. It's its own rhythm game.
But you were pretty complimentary of it right from your first playthrough of it.
Yeah, dude.
PlayStation.
It's got everything that, that I like. And I was curious, How are you going to do a bring something unique to your own classical rhythm game when there is Maestro, right? Which does definitely do their own thing. And this is all like single hand, just timing it to come to the when it touches the ring. It's good. So I do encourage you to jump in that soon.
I do have to issue a correction on last week's episode as well too. We talked about Ghosts of Tabor being on
that sucked.
Quest Plus.
It wasn't just us.
No, this
a lot
was
of people thought it was just miscommunication in general.
Yeah, the story got picked up because somebody spotted it on Quest Plus.
Yes.
It was never like formally announced. But basically Ghosts of Tabor is doing a limited time Quest Plus title in a test running in just the UK currently. It's not a global offer, and it's just a limited time test. So, correction.
Yeah.
If you're in the UK, you can get Ghosts of Tabor
Seemed
on
too
Quest
good to
Plus.
be true.
Correct. But it's a test.
Doesn't mean it's exactly. With tests, sometimes there's results.
Depending on the results, yes,
Correct.
exactly.
Correct.
Exactly. And then I also do want to say that Trombone Champ Unflattened is bundled right now on the MetaQuest for some savings with Unplugged VR. That's a nice little bundle called No Strings Attached is what they called the bundle.
Although Unplugged's no more updates for that.
I haven't seen one in a while. I mean, their last social media post too was like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
I'm not gonna lie.
but that's a great game.
I still go in there,
Still play it.
and the thought that that's it is
Sad.
rubbing me a little raw.
It's sad, but it's such a great game. That's a good bundle right there.
Dude, it was
Trombone
in-
Champ Unflattened and Unplugged VR. Like,
Dude, Unplugged was an innovator.
mm-hmm.
From I mean, back when early hand tracking,
dude.
when he was dependent on people using hand tracking, so hand tracking could be updated.
He made
and
it when
improved.
it was hand tracking 1.1.
Yeah.
And then it went
So
to
to
1.
see that with nothing.
Then it's at 2.0. Now we're at, I think, 3.0 for hand tracking.
Meanwhile, we got Metallica dropping.
Now you
and
can do
Beat
this.
Saber.
Now you can
Come
do
on,
this. So
man.
remember before, if you did this, like, no way. It was like, it would just get the hell out.
Dude, you're playing guitar.
We've gotten so far with the hand tracking. Great game, though.
Unplugged?
Amazing. Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Trombone Champ Unflattened too. So that's a good bundle.
Unplugged will always be my one of my main jams. But I am
Specifically, the Tenacious D song, Roadie. I think that is one of the funnest rhythm game songs to play in VR.
well, and Jack Black re-recorded it just for
correct.
Unplugged.
And you can tell it's just
It's like, come on, man.
that and Val Hallelujah are my two favorite rhythm game songs to play in
Oh, and
VR.
Ragnarok.
Yeah, no doubt.
That's a great song.
It's just so fun. Ragnarok does
It
the
just sucks
co-op
to know what it's really about.
IKEA
IKEA.
because it's just
Yeah.
so epic.
It's all about IKEA.
Hallelujah, Hallelujah. So much fun, dude. I love the way Ragnarok does their co-op or their multiplayer for the game where where you're sailing next to each other. It's so well done, and then you can asynchronously race against your best times as
Shadow,
well.
yeah.
Ragnarok's a 10 out of 10 for rhythm games. It's so much fun.
Dude, I can't.
Yeah, we got to hop in and
I
play
can't
Val
tonight.
Hallelujah now.
Hallelujah. Dude, we've done that on every mode too.
Every difficulty.
Every
you mean?
difficulty.
Yeah, it's just so fun.
That's a fucking workout.
Sometimes I just get in the zone with it, man.
I have way too many favorite rhythm games.
Well,
they're all my favorite.
It's-
That's the problem. Beat Saber's my favorite. Ragnarok's my favorite. But I'll do this for lightsabers. Beat Saber's my favorite. For Vikings, Ragnarok's my favorite.
for trombones.
For drumming, Smash Drums is my favorite. Although Paradiddle's fucking good.
Honestly, the drumming category is the hardest one. That's why I didn't say anything about drums.
Trombone Champs got it locked because they're the only trombone player in town.
That is the 2000. That is the best VR trombone game that has come out last year.
I wonder if
without a
someone's
doubt.
going to come out with a flute game. I tried flute in school. It was hard, man. I couldn't do it.
A lot of times too, I look at it like, what is my favorite song in each rhythm game? Too, like I said, about Hallelujah for Ragnarok and
Soundtrack's
Roadie,
important.
and then for Trombone Champ on Flat, no doubt, House of the Rising Sun. So much fun to play in that. Beat Saber, I don't know if I
It's
could
fun to
pick a
play on
favorite.
piano too.
I don't know if I could pick a favorite for Beat Saber, favorite song. I've been having a lot of fun with the
It's impossible.
with the Kendrick Lamar
I
one.
could pick a song. Fuck that song.
Stupid.
They got
the
to cut that shit out.
Tupac's is good too.
Yeah, if you want to. I mean, listen.
Oh, I love the hip hop album. That was some of my favorite ones.
I do. I love that it's not censored, but I think you could pick a better choice of lyrical, uncensored songs. I just do, man. I just like, why?
I love
Is it
Tupac.
necessary?
I love Tupac.
Is it really necessary?
Beat Saber is a hard one to pick an individual favorite song, but that's a fun discussion. But nonetheless, I'm sorry, I'm distracting us. You
Dude,
want to go to
the new hip hop one? It beats it's a little over the top. I remember I was counting. I'm like, they said it. There's one, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12, 82. Like, all right, we get your fucking point. So the highlight of the showcase for me, and it came early too. I think it was the first one, maybe. I don't remember. But from Triangle Factory, the lovely folks that brought you Breachers.
one of the best VR shooters, best 5v5 in my opinion.
And graphically looks good. Gameplay's good. Update the shit out of it. It's only gotten better. So you already have faith that anything they put their name on is going to be good. But then out of nowhere, dude, Forefront, which is a blatant Battlefield fucking game. So if you're familiar with Battlefield, you already want to be all over Forefront. 32 player VR vehicles. There's vehicles, 2 different game modes. One will rely not so heavy on vehicles and the other will rely heavier on the vehicles. The trailer did show helicopters. I don't have confirmation you can be in the helicopter, but I already kind of get the idea you can be in the Jeeps. But if you go online and look at the map they posted, that's like an exact Battlefield map. I remember it clear as day. One of my favorite all-time games, dude. All the Battlefield versions until they got to like 4.
You've been so hyped for this, dude.
This is not even funny. This is
You were like, this blows Breachers out of the water. And that's not to say anything. We love Breachers.
Yeah, dude. Breachers kind of gave me a nice little
Counter-Strike touch.
It's too much. Listen.
We never got a solid squad of 5. I think that was the problem.
Well, here's the thing. It's not Counter-Strike. So if it was Counter-Strike, I'd probably be in it a lot more than I currently am, but it's not Counter-Strike, right? It has that feel. It kind of gave me that, scratched my itch for a little bit. But this is no joke. 32 freaking people.
You're so hyped.
16 on 16 or 4 teams.
You are so hyped.
Dude, it's not even funny.
Yeah, that was instantly your
amazing
takeaway.
Trailer. Yeah, I mean, the certain games I'd love to see come to VR.
They say coming at the end of 2025.
Yeah.
This year.
Yeah.
Fuck, man.
I am open. I will test your game. I won't charge.
Play tests.
I will do anything and everything you want me to.
Play tests begin this summer. Go. So if you want to partake in their play test, more details will be shared over their Discord server,
dude,
soon. So go join that Discord.
This is gonna be like, I would guess $39.
Mm-hmm. They said that,
and they're gonna build on it.
They said
this isn't it.
It's coming to MetaQuest, Steam, and Pico, and they said they can't commit to a PlayStation VR2 release yet, but they're looking at the idea. They said that the Breachers PS2 VR port was quite time consuming and faced delays. So if a port does happen for PSVR2, it'll be post-launch. Dude, I'm excited for this one.
Mm-hmm.
32 players.
Yep. It's already contender. I mean, we'll see when it squeezes into 2025. Do you even say
contender of the year, game of the year?
It could be.
Easy. Shooter, too, if we want to go shooter, multiplayer game, you know.
How nice are the graphics in Breacher?
Solid.
Breachers. How
Solid.
nice is the gameplay?
Solid.
They know what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? And they're going to come out of the gate with, and it's kind of blatant. It's Battlefield. Dude.
I'm hyped.
I was so good. This is no lie. Like, so good. I'm embarrassed at the amount of hours I'd play because I have the flight stick and shit. And I'd might have been Battlefield 2. I would just beeline it to a jet, take off. And I was so good at the combat that I would just stay behind you until literally like my tail right on the ass of your plane. And I'm following you as you're fighting shit and doing shit. And then since you have tracking missiles, and there's no way you're going to avoid this because I'm literally right behind you. They'd hear, I'd launch 2 missiles. They die. I'd get a whole bunch of hate in the chat. Always accused of hacking. Another tactic, go straight up in the air. And then I'd come down onto a guy flying. and hit them that way again, get accused of hacking. I was just wicked good at flying.
Dude, you're so excited.
Not even funny.
Oh, shit. Real quick before I go to the next one, too, I have to shout out. We talked about it a bit last week, and I think your love of the game has grown even more. We've been having so much fun with Rogue Pinatas.
Yeah. Oh, no, there'll be a wall. I see it coming.
For now,
I've got only one more character to unlock.
Mm-hmm. But then I found out that the modes have an extreme mode.
Yeah. Oh, no.
So now we have to go through each level again.
We're on our last challenge, though.
One, the last one, and we died for the first time.
Yeah.
Like, both died for the first time.
Fun co-op game, though.
Dude.
And it's not, I tried it for a little bit single player.
Thank you for saying this, because I was skeptical on this.
It's fun.
It's fun single player still.
Yeah, it's still fun.
Okay.
Definitely
better co-op or like, no, you still have...
It's better co-op because you're doing it with someone and you can like, like for the bonus platform areas, you'll say when you're going to one. Now it's just you.
But not essential to have, but not essential for co-op to get the enjoyment?
No.
I feel like
no. Better in co-op to me, but if you can't play with people or you're just not wired that way, then you're not going to lose out.
There is a wall of content that is going to come, but I do feel like by the time that comes, the money worth out of the cost of the game has been achieved as well.
I don't think they're going to stop.
I hope not.
I
want to see more levels and stuff.
Yeah. I think
weapons.
I think
upgrades.
the level creation's the easy part.
Mm-hmm. Well, dude, if it is that's the strong part of Dungeons of Eternity is the endlessly generated. You'll never,
but different style.
Correct. But if they could max out the amount of dungeon or levels in there, it increases replayability so much. My point being that's something that keeps Dungeons of Eternity forever replayable.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But I mean, you've even been choosing Rogue Pinatas as like your main.
But you gave me two choices the other night. You said, "Look, you want to do Dungeons of Eternity or you want to do Rogue Pinatas?" And I'm like, "Fucking go kill some pinatas, man."
And it's just because we haven't hit that wall yet. That wall is going to be there, but we want to hit it.
I got the excitement. I got shit unlocked.
It's
I got one more character.
Killing the pinatas. It's so fucking dumb.
It's fun. It's fun, man.
And then you can combine upgrades with your weapons after a certain level of them.
I'm becoming a fucking lover of rogues.
Roguelites?
Any rogues.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Roguelite.
Knots, bats, whatever. Don't care. I'm fucking totally. Even when I look at my Xbox library, I'm like,
there's some roguelites in here.
I'm like a shadow lover of this shit.
Well,
I look at games that I've owned long before. I'm like, I don't like that style of game.
Well, do you remember when we went?
Like, oh my
we
God.
said this on the podcast a couple of years ago that we did not like that style of game. No. We said it, and then everyone that came out
fucking hooked.
We liked Mother Gunship Forge.
VR helped really.
Yes, no doubt.
Really appreciate it though.
Mother Gunship Forge, the Light Brigade, Underdogs.
Underdogs isn't a roguelite.
It is.
No.
It is.
Now, man, no, man.
You die, you restart, and it definitely is. But
it's its own game.
It's arguably one of the best genres. I was saying it was like it's a hack to the brain.
I fucking heard the Underdogs development team's coming out with a fucking boxing game.
Stop.
Isn't it coming out this one?
Stop. I know what you're doing. We're not going down this route. That's false. He's making fun of the Underdogs boxing name.
I
know what you're doing.
I hope Underdogs gets the credit for the game.
I know what you're doing.
You know what my review is?
Let's cut it out.
I'm going to leave a review.
Let's cut it out.
You know what my review is going to say?
This game's stolen, Brataman.
No, I'm going to be like, love this game. Loved the first game you made, Underdogs. It's fucking great. Great to see you guys still at it. When you see that review.
Tell Dave I said hi.
Oh, yeah, dude. Awesome developer, awesome team. Are you going to have a soundtrack like you did for Underdogs?
That game's not even on the list of Upload VR upcoming games anymore. I don't know what's going on. They're probably just stuck in some QA hell or something. It's unfortunate.
It needs to change its name. It would suck if there was some rule like, well, you can't. When you change your name on your headset, maybe they got that built in.
You only do it like every 6 months.
We'll see you in half a year, bro.
Any roguelite that it's like you unlock a potential upgrade like Rogue Pinatas, we were even saying it last night, it's almost like hacking the brain with gambling. Yeah. It's like loot crates. It's like such nonstop dopamine.
Dude, there's a psychology behind it when done right. Candy Crush is the ruler. They're the ones who...
But tell me, with Mother Gun Chip Forge, that sensation of like, are we going to get a gun part?
Why are you bringing up all these games today that like are fucking dead? You're just gonna keep throwing salt in my gaping wound.
Well,
of pain.
All right. We'll move on to upcoming
Unplugged
games.
and now fucking Mother Gunship. Two great games that, as far as I know, are just nothing.
We'll move on to upcoming games. Another one from Flat2VR Studios. As you said, a lot of trailers for
This was my second.
I'm so hyped for this one too.
By the way,
Surviving Mars Pioneer. It's the VR reimagining of the strategy game Surviving Mars, which was made by Paradox Interactive as the developer. I'm sorry, as the publisher, actually. Paradox is a huge publisher. This game is actually going to be developed by Bulwark Games, the makers of Genotype. We actually had them on our podcast a while ago. One of them's...
We had them on theirs.
Yeah. One of them's actually in our Discord. Mark, great guy. So what's going to happen is Bulwark Games is the developer of this VR port, and Flat2VR Studios is going to be acting as a publisher on it.
Okay. Now, I do 100%. Remember I told you, I'm like, I know I own it. I just don't know where the frick it is. I own it on Xbox.
Okay.
I own two
You would
others.
tell me that you would say two very similar ones,
I think
right?
I own I think it's called Pioneer Mars. And then there's another Mars one that I own on PC. But this one and another Mars one I own on Xbox. This is a great game.
Yeah. I'm very excited to hop
Is there anybody I can pay at your company to get early access?
I'm sure. I
got to grease.
You're gonna set up a group chat with Eric and Skiva, sending Venmos, $10 every day until I get survive all of your games.
$10 a day. Why would you give it to me? You'd be like, when this asshole gets to $1,000, let me know. When's this coming out?
No info on that now. Just it'll be coming later this year on PC and Quest, and then a PlayStation VR2 version will be coming at a later date.
Well,
according to Upload VR.
I'm just saying now, this is a great game.
It's funny when you work for the company, like you always make sure to get, and then like for anything Flat2VR Studios, I always just say what's on the Upload VR
You're better
article. I go,
don't go outside the scope.
There's no other news point I read more off the article than Flat2VR Studio stuff.
Well, yeah. Podcast Monday, Fire Tuesday. Works great.
Whatever it says on this Upload VR article is what I'm saying. That's funny. But dude, I'm hyped for this one too. Me and you, huge city builder fans.
That's also why I don't do rumor jokes with Flat2VR.
Because you just like never know. There's been a couple times where I think that you've nailed stuff for other games.
Yeah.
Like you can feel it.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh no. Oh no.
Listen. So on it's always done in fun, but I won't fuck with your company.
On the store page for Surviving Mars Pioneer, developers are actually listed Bulwark Games and Flat2VR Studios, and publisher is Flat2VR Studios and Paradox Interactive. Paradox, again, huge publisher.
I need this game.
You're hyped for it. We both love city builders.
I think I fired off a text right to you too.
Mm-hmm. You said if they're so happy, if they I think your exact wording was if they so happen to do early access.
Yeah. Sometimes I'm not shy, man.
Could you include me in that?
If you don't ask for things, you don't get it.
Yeah, I got to play the flat screen version. I feel like I might have a while ago. I mean, the concept is great. Remember Peraspera with Terraforming Mars? That was another great one in VR.
Dude, and that's a good game. There's no disrespecting it. This is a lot better.
I'm excited. That was a good trailer, too.
Oh, it's going to be a good award show next year.
Mm-hmm.
The year's starting off good, dude. A turbulent, some would say in the turbulent times. But no, there's always companies that weather storms, whether they're good or bad. So.
You said it off air before we started. Jamie just had 20 plus amazing new upcoming game trailers. All of our trailers during our main showcase are going to be exclusive with updates, new games, upcoming games.
There's not a shortage of.
There's a lot of shit. And we could probably do another one 6 months from now. Like, there's so much shit going on.
Easily could.
We're talking maybe 2026. We do it by, a 2.
I'd want to get together. The only one I care about. And I mean this. I don't care if Meta does their own or whatever, but the only one I care about is Jamie's.
Mm-hmm. Well, like work around them.
Yeah, like
Like we
give
did
us
for this one.
Yeah, like if we had you locked in on your schedule, then yeah, we can do.
I think how it went this year
was a little rough with having to change last second, but
well, I think we were smart to work cooperatively then.
yeah, we both would have done 2 showcases.
It would have been ridiculous.
Been weird.
This is the perfect amount of breathing space. 2 weeks from now is going to feel like a lifetime in the VR industry. All this is going to be, a year ago by the time this comes.
Yeah.
Like 2 weeks in the VR industry.
So
that's a year.
I do appreciate Jamie giving us the heads up. And we'll gladly collab with him in the future to make sure that the paths
yes, we will
stay
always
as far away from each other as they need to in the showcase sense, but hopefully in the personal sense, they're as close as they can be.
No doubt.
Him and the missus are great human beings. And my only credit is they need to get Xena
on the camera,
on the fucking camera. I was like, are you kidding me?
Maybe she doesn't like it. Maybe she wants to be just
100% she doesn't. I figured that. I thought on the interview with Jamie that there'd be one Xena parent just doing, the little pop in and hey, but it was no. I don't think that's her, wants to be on the camera, but you kind of gotta, you worked hard on it.
Deserve some credit.
Hell yeah. Flex it. Just good people and good showcase. All right. So this one's kind of cool. I guess they're always kind of cool or we wouldn't talk about them, right? I should stop saying this is a good one. They're all good ones. Some are just more intriguing than others sometimes, but from developer Wind Up Minds, just showed their trailer for Stay Forever Home. And this is an area we've said there is actual room for this in the VR space, but a virtual pet experience, I should say.
We've been in the Discord for this
VR
for so long.
VR mode, mixed reality mode, little adventures, challenges, I should say, not necessarily adventures, but, maybe it'll wet the whistle for other people making some, I think there's a place for it. Little pet companion. That would make it cooler is if someone would make one of these that could run in the background per se. So your pet would be there if you chose on your home screen area.
Even if you hopped into another game.
Yeah, the game was the one that threw me though, because I'm I don't know if I'd want my cat or dog.
I get what you're saying. If you're playing imagine you're doing Xbox cloud gaming on your Quest, so you would just have the browser window open, and then you could still have your pet. Yeah, no, totally.
I mean, that's pretty cool.
And this comes from Wind Up Minds, the CEO of it, Bernie E. He had previously worked on and released BOGO, which was a VR pet app made and owned by Meta, and they killed it about a year ago, and people got so sad, and then Bernie and the team instantly pivoted to started making this when they saw the outcry from the killing of BOGO. We've been in the Discord for this. Do you remember this one? Mm-hmm. Since there was 12 people in there.
Yeah, it's grown a little.
Yeah, now it's got some hype. I'm excited for this. And like you said, definitely there's a market for this. It launches April 3rd on the Meta Quest. Definitely going to check that out. Another one from Flat2VR Studios. They showed off a new Roboquest VR trailer, highlighting some co-op aspects. I think Roboquest is going to be such a big one. So this is one that was previously announced actually at last year's VR game showcase. This trailer is just kind of highlighting a lot of the progress on it. And again, it teases the co-op aspects at the end. And Roboquest VR is going to be coming to PSVR2, PC VR, and MetaQuest this fall. The co-op aspect for a game like this is going to be so huge. I think it's going to, anything co-op, especially a game like this, a bullet hell game like this.
It's going to bring over creators.
Mm-hmm. The trailer, too.
We'll just add it to their quiver of games.
I'm biased, of course. Like I said, it comes from the company I work for. The trailer for it was sick, though. It was 10 out of 10. Great trailer.
Well, of course you'd say that.
Mm-hmm. No, it was shitty. It was terrible trailer. We should never have put that out.
Glad I had something to do with it. That's funny.
No, it was a great trailer.
No, that's one that is, that's an established IP. So it comes with stocked player.
From Starbreeze. Starbreeze is a huge game developer.
Yeah. No,
I think this one's going to have hype. I think this one's going to have a lot of hype when it drops.
That's one that you could just name it. what is it? Oh, Roboquest VR. You don't have to say shit. You know, it's like, it's good. And one of those, you build it, people will come situations.
Mm-hmm.
Not to mention, again, I'm quite sure they're going to have a handful of creators that make bread and butter off of it anyways. And they're going to come right over to the VR because it could potentially sell headsets then. Because if you got people streaming it,
any one of the flat screen big IPs has that potential, like Postal, like Civilization, like Batman Arkham. You know, you bring over those existing fan bases that are like, fuck, dude, I can't miss it, you know?
No, it's name recognition.
Mm-hmm.
So you need nothing more. I just hope it's good. Have you played it?
No, not yet.
With you.
Not yet.
I'm not begging for keys.
That one, I've mentally told myself I really, genuinely, 100% bottom of my heart, I don't really want to play until I can play it with you because of the co-op aspect.
Yeah.
That's one that, you know, like Another Door, I couldn't play Another Door without
I can't
you.
believe Minecraft hasn't hit Quest.
That's a Microsoft limitation because Microsoft doesn't want to give it up. I know.
That relationship's good, though.
I know. I think that they should.
You're talking
You're going to tell me Minecraft can't run on a Quest? It's like, get the fuck out of here.
It's amazing that people make a living playing Minecraft.
It would sell so much on the Quest. It's mind-boggling that they don't sell it.
It's disturbing. So on this one, this is an update to RoboCop lovers, which I will say the flat screen one on Xbox looks pretty decent on sale too, like $18. I almost grabbed it.
Yeah, you were
It's
saying
like
it looks
$40
real
game.
good. It was actually your wording.
Yeah, it looks pretty tight. But I guess it was alluded that RoboCop Streets of Anarchy was coming to
Wasn't alluded.
Quest 3 or PC.
They went on their website and wrote it.
Hey, the intern accidentally posted some misinformation on the company's website that RoboCop Streets of Anarchy is coming to Quest 3 or PC. We learned quickly that it is not coming to Quest 3. And I don't know how it would come to Quest 3. PC for sure.
PC VR.
Yes, it is not.
It's going to be an VR arcade only title.
Don't know whom was responsible. You know what that could have been too, was someone typing it and thinking like this would be great on Quest and just type. You ever do that? Like you're thinking something while typing.
I have a much more cynical idea.
What's that?
They fucking threw a bunch of shit in ChatGPT and didn't review it and just copy and pasted.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I think so.
No.
Fucking momos.
I'd have to. No, I'm not going to say that.
That's what I think happened. We actually saw this.
I only say that because of the people working on it. It's like,
I know, but I mean, it's such a dumb mistake. We saw this get corrected in our Discord.
In real time.
The discovery of it. We saw the Elite Institute in our Discord. SOS
Who does even get credit on the
Upload VR article. Yeah. He SOS'd Henry in our Discord. Like, Henry, I just got an email from them saying like, no, it's going to be a VR.
Stop
only
talking
title.
shit.
And Henry's like, shit, gotta go update, gotta go issue a correction. So I'm just saying,
why are you spreading rumors?
You can see journalistic corrections like that go down in real time in the Ruff Talk VR Discord.
Yeah, no, that was cool to see. It happened quick. But I mean, if it was pulled from their website and then they send you an email telling you to fuck off, like, hey, stop telling people that. Where do you think I got it?
I got it from you. It's literally on your website.
If I got it anywhere else, Elite's good because I might have had a little more fun with it just because I got it from you. You know, it's like, if you're just going to send me an email, no, tell me why was I able to see this?
Props that he spread the word before sending a snarky email back like I might have.
Dude, that was funny. But yes.
Hey, dude, we've seen Elite Institute go from like just starting their VR coverage. And now he's getting pretty established.
If I remember, he was doing stuff before.
A lot of Nintendo Switch stuff.
Yeah.
He was an established gaming outlet before.
Comes in, not like coming in dry.
Correct.
Like, oh, how does this work?
But we saw his entrance into VR. Yeah. Now I'm seeing his name on trailers and stuff like that. And now he's getting Upload VR. Shout out. So it's always cool to see people. Man, we're like not veterans, but like we're definitely not new guys. Like we've seen people come in and start and grow. It's crazy.
Almost half a decade.
And 3 years now. Going on. We started May 2021.
3 years or 4 years, dude?
I'll get our start date in a moment.
I think you're off a year.
I think I might be. It just goes so fast.
Yep.
Look at that. Look at this empire we've created. Ta-da!
Empire. Where's my Scarface? The world is yours.
That'd be a fun game in VR.
They have it on flat screen.
That's what don't even get me started. So yeah, the RoboCop thing was unfortunate, but you know what that does show? There's a market for a RoboCop game on Quest and PC VR.
Well, new one on flat screen and it's doing quite well.
Dude, people were excited. People were real excited. So
need more flight sims on Quest.
Mm-hmm. You love yourself a good flight sim. That would be another good one if just saying if that PC in a box rumor is true for the next Xbox. You're again, it was so funny listening to you go from like me tell you about it on Monday to by Thursday. You were like, what rumor?
Yeah, dude, it's not a rumor. It's fucking real.
So
it's happening, dude.
Another one from Flat2VR Studios. Upcoming horror puzzler Out of Sight is getting a full VR port with it. Out of Sight's actually a game that's not out yet. It's developed by The Gang. It's a puzzle game. You take control of you take control of a blind girl named Sophie from the viewpoint of her teddy bear, and it's cool. You get to see the teddy bear hands and stuff like that. So this one's actually going to launch flat screen and VR at the same time, and the VR version is going to be done by Flat2VR Studios.
That trailer gave me
spooky
Freddy vibes.
Oh, the Five Nights at Freddy.
But yeah,
just because of the teddy bear.
Yeah, anything with a teddy bear.
Yeah,
unless it's like hugging me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming it's gonna fucking not be good.
It's actually the VR version is actually going to come to Steam first with the flat screen counterpart, so that the PC VR version on Steam will launch first, and then PlayStation VR 2 and Quest versions will come later with a release date unconfirmed. Stay tuned.
Okay.
So, horror games aren't my thing. Like, I'm way too much of a wuss, especially in VR. I know it's gonna be so stupid getting spooked the hell out with a teddy bear arms in the view, but I know it's gonna happen to me.
I think we should do a video of you playing inside horror games.
I might have to stream this one then. It's gonna be so bad. I will not stream at home alone though at 10 p.m.
No, it's gotta be.
Fuck that.
Midnight.
Fuck
midnight live stream.
That.
People knowing it's midnight. Holy shit.
Out of sight or out of night, you know?
I'll drive down here and start fucking with you.
Yeah. Honk honk.
Banging on the windows. Damn, bro.
This one looks like atmospherically scary versus like pop-up scary too. It just looks like the fucking presence of the world is going to spook you.
Nothing scares me worse than a jump scare in VR.
Yeah. Well, and like this one's interesting because it's not like people can have played the flat screen version and know what to expect. Like it's co-launching. This is a cool one. So,
all right, I got a short and sweetie. Short and sweet.
Why are you saying my nicknames?
Sweetie. What's up, sweet Jakes?
Short and sweetie.
Short and sweetie. Is that your nickname? Short and sweet.
That's what they called me in high school.
I'm like one of those tipperellos, a mild and sweet and mild. Unfortunate news.
Never mind.
I'm killing it now.
I'm a swisher sweet.
You swish whatever sweet you want. I'm not here to judge. The original Arizona Sunshine's online multiplayer, ready, will be cut off in July. Kind of actually was weird to hear.
They said it's due to their client that they use to host the multiplayer.
I get it.
Is getting discontinued.
I get it. Just seems weird.
I thought it was weird that they were still selling the original with the remaster out.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You just went through all that, and then like July, you're gonna cut your multiplayer. It's like
no, they're cutting the multiplayer of the not the remaster that just came
the
out.
original.
They're cutting
the remaster's fine.
Correct.
Okay.
There's no reason for the original multiplayer to still exist, even if it's not a client-based thing.
They're just house cleaning then.
Yeah.
So no harm to anybody.
Again, the multiplayer servers that they use, that provider is closing. So like, what's the point in going through all the work to change the provider?
Wish I didn't read that.
And here's the thing. If you're an owner of the original Arizona Sunshine, you can upgrade to the remaster version for $9.99. That's such a steal.
Yeah, but I mean, there's still people using a Quest. You know what I'm saying? So I get it.
Like a Quest 1?
Yeah.
Yeah, they probably can't do that.
People are hard to, I mean, we've sat here and been like, it's only $200.
But I get why they're, like you called it house cleaning. That's it. You did a remaster. Why are you still going to have the multiplayer service for the original up? Just when it's such a clean remaster like this, just tidy up, like you said. So in typical Ruff Talk VR news fashion, we're going through the news at a very high pace, right? We're doing a great job getting through, I think, 5 news points so far. So
2 hours.
We'll try to carry on a little bit more productively or on track through the rest. But it's always the start. We review what we've been playing the last week. We have fun, so it's not our fault. This is a pretty typical thing. But also shown on the VR game showcase, an upcoming co-op high-octane roguelite called ZIX, made by developer Hidden IO, is going to be coming out this fall to MetaQuest and Steam. And the trailer for it was pretty sick. I liked it. Anything co-op, is a home run. We were talking roguelites earlier. Mm-hmm. You're like, anything rogue, stop talking there. Like, I'm sold. So co-op as well. Like, I'm excited for this. So in ZIX, you'll be able to either play solo or up to 2 additional players. And then their online co-op mode will also support cross-platform. So PC VR players can play with Quest and vice versa. So looks like a fun game. Like I said, anything roguelite and co-op, I'm down for. So definitely excited to check this one out in fall of 2025.
Okay. Speaking of making a mark in the space,
Worcester,
Massachusetts.
Let's go.
We actually visited the studio with Skivo when he was in town.
Just about a year ago.
We've played this
just about a year ago.
Really early version.
Just about a year ago.
We're talking about Petrichor's game Mythic Realms.
Really cool concept.
Yeah, man. Using your play space, mixed reality. Looking back on it during their development, they were looking to use your play space ahead of the time.
They were very ahead of the time on the concept of it, what we've tried before.
But now people are getting it in their hands and they seem to be enjoying it. So I'm happy for them as a whole, because it's been cool watching them. I'm happy that we got to play it when we did. Mm-hmm. Especially with them really making it a totally much better experience. And it was pretty damn cool when we originally tried it. So
yeah, it's got a 4.5 on the Quest store right now with 64 ratings.
It's getting a lot of love. I see a lot of creators I didn't think would be talking about it are talking about it.
Yeah, dude. I actually, can I be honest with you?
Yeah.
Because they're Worcester, Mass.
Yeah.
They're like 40 minutes from us. I was a little proud of the reception. As weird as that sounds, I have no affiliation with the studio or anything, but I was like, man, it's being well received. Like, it was such a good feeling.
Well, when we talked to them, pretty hell bent on this, and it's a nice studio's not too big.
No,
very very wholesome, put together well.
Great people. Remember the developer? I believe his name was Oliver. We had a long talk with.
Yeah. So,
and then their marketing person, I believe her name was Brittany, and then obviously Ryan, the CEO. We had a great time at their studio. We should have Ryan on.
He's got his decoration wall with all the technology on it from the different years of headsets, and
I think we'll have to have Ryan on soon as a local man. We got to get him on the show,
especially since it's in the wild. Mm-hmm. So I'm happy it's out there. Congratulations, Petrichor.
What Mythic seems like Realms. A great release. It's a great launch.
You're holding the 4.5. You're doing something right.
So congrats. Woo. Worcester, Mass.
Yep.
So super excited for them. Hopefully next week we'll have some more thoughts on the game as we hop in this week. Dude, look at their store page. Look at that screenshot with the dragon. That's going to be sick.
That's coming in your face, by the way.
Dude. Okay.
You're on the receiving end of that.
Yeah, I'm excited. So
you ain't the dragon.
Been a busy week with showcase prep, so our various games we're checking out has slowed down a little bit, but I am definitely going to check this out next week for some thoughts next. But it did get a 4 out of 5 stars on Upload VR. Got a very positive review. Mm-hmm. So $19.99 came out last week, 4.5 on the MetaQuest. Let's go. Worcester, Mass. And then we got at the VR game showcase, it was teased that they were going to be there. Developers that we had on last week for ExoShock, they released a new gameplay trailer showing off more gameplay of it.
It's almost like it was timed that way. It's almost like it worked out just perfectly.
Well, they also wanted to come on, too, to talk about their booth at GDC that they'll be demoing it. But that was a perfect time to launch that trailer. Mm-hmm. And, geez.
No, it'll work together well.
That's definitely one I want to try out ASAP.
Well, if we were going to GDC, we'd be doing it.
And
Okay.
I was gonna say it's a PvE shooter, so it's not like another PvP. It does its a little bit of its own unique thing. I'm definitely excited for it. Yeah, we got super regret not going to GDC this year.
Buyer's remorse. I don't know. I mean, we're doing PAX.
Yeah,
It's up to whether there's a VR scene, because the reality is for some reason VR developers do not like coming to New England. To PAX. I mean, I think Shell Games will be there. Maybe. That's it.
It doesn't even compete.
I don't even know, man. They haven't even released their vendor. They've released the tabletop.
It's crazy too, because
and the musical concerts and stuff.
Past years, the reasoning was always that it conflicted with GDC, but that's not the case this year. So I was so optimistic, but it appears it still might be a slow one.
Yeah, it pisses me off.
Dude, any game shown there crushes it.
You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, no, we spent the better part of the year telling any developer that would listen, like, look, bring your game to PAX. You will have no shortage of you will stand out in a crowd, because there's not a lot of VR being represented. It's like, to me, that's when you'd want your game there, before you get other studios getting wise to it, going, oh shit, and they're going to take all your attention. I don't know what more to do, man. I mean, compared to other events, it's cheaper. It's not cheap, but compared to other events, it's a lot more budget friendly.
And there's so much flat screen gaming stuff too that, like, you can have a very fun day there.
Dude. Yeah. And there's zero meta representation.
That's crazy to me.
Not even a banner.
They would crush it with a meta booth.
Not even a lanyard.
Games.
Business card, a pen.
Crazy that they don't. That they just neglect PAX.
A koozie. Nothing.
It's crazy to me.
Yeah, dude. It's something about... Peeps got hate for New England. I don't know what it is. And it's not just,
May's going to be nice. May in New England ain't bad.
I don't know what the problem is.
The hell, man.
But for real, there's still time for developers to go to PAX.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, do you want to fight to stand out, or do you want to be so booked you've never seen anything like it? I'd prefer to be booked, I mean, dude, even, what's that one? I was one game. Oh, they were under a 10 foot by 10 foot pop-up tent. And they had a TV in their headset, and you had to be looking over shoulders and shit to be like, what fucking game is that? It was so busy that we didn't even play it. And I think we had an opportunity to play it.
Pin City, which has been in development for years. It was still early in development when it was demoed, when we tried it and we saw it, was so well received there.
They're swamped. We wanted to talk to the guy. Just remember, you recognized us.
I'm sorry. But like, no, dude, you're crushing it at your booth. You're killing it. I don't know what goes on there.
It's like, you want to market your shit, your shit, but you're going to market your shit in a jungle. No one's going to really like, but if people go, oh man, you were one of only 4 VR studios there, they're not going to forget. You're
impressionable.
Yeah. 1 million. How are you going to forget it?
And we've said it so many times. The audience of people at PAX these days are so receptive to VR. They're hungry for it.
Peaky Blinders.
Their
booth was
crushed awesome. It. Silent Slayer. Remember, people had a blast there,
dude. They had. We would leave our bags and shit at their booth. Yeah, Demio booth was swamped, dude. And they did it good. They didn't have an overly sized booth. It was perfect. And they had they had Quest and PlayStation 2.
I think
they could play.
I think it's a domino effect because it's not on like the big people. Like it trickles like that,
I'm just saying, you want to market your shit affordably. I'm not saying avoid the big ones, but
PAX is a good one.
Go to the ones where you're going to get better exposure no matter what, because you're not competing against other peeps.
There's so many gamers there because there's so much flat screen stuff.
Okay, imagine if Dig was there and they did imagine if Dig and Roto VR did a collab booth, right? So you're getting a twofer, save a little on each other's budgets, try the chair and get to play Dig and have, just simple props. Do you think there'd be no line?
Mm-hmm.
It's not even funny.
Dude, I agree. You name some of our favorite games.
Yeah.
Rogue Pinatas.
Very upsetting.
Rogue Pinatas. Not saying that they should get a booth because I think they're already out, but just as an example of a game that would crush it.
Dude, Underdogs.
Yeah, 100%.
So I thought of the Underdogs.
But come on. You have the music playing in the speaker at the booth.
Have a mock-up for photos of being able to sit inside the mech.
Or just stand next to it. Or even just stand next to it like a fat head of the...
No. I want my picture inside the mech. There's no stand next to it. There's people that go to the event I can stand next to.
Yeah, I don't know why it's not on people's radar, but
Yeah.
if there's anyone who's listening, PAX East is a good option.
It's a gold mine for marketing for sure.
But again, to wrap it up, ExoShock, new trailer out. If you're going to GDC, definitely check out their booth. I'm so excited to try out that game.
Went off the rails with trying to save on time, huh?
Then we got
tangent,
distracted.
yeah,
It happens. It's going to happen
damn,
again.
man.
I'll do my best. And you'll
Need
do
a
your
little
best. But
electroshock to just.
it's both
move
of
on,
us.
move on.
It's both of
All
us.
right, short and sweet.
Lucky I'm not bringing up Baldur's Gate 3 since we started playing that too. But
No, we'll talk.
That.
We'll talk.
I'll save that
Baldur's
another
Gate,
day.
the weenie and vag game. Weird.
Hey, all I know is my guys, it's definitely going to come up, the ability to sling it. Otherwise, why would that, you know? You did read, though, that we can't partake at the same time.
Yes.
That's what Reddit said, right?
Yeah. we'll get
You
into
were
that.
funny with your character, man. What did you name it? Cockslayer?
KOX. Yeah, Slayer. Cock Slayer. She's a badass. She's slaying cock. I mean, come on. Anyways, we'll talk about that next week.
No Baldur's Gate 3 this week.
No Boulder Gate 3. If you want to get on board, get it. Texas company.
Austin, Texas.
Yeah, Phaserlock Interactive. Due to as they said, quote, challenging economic climate and the current state of the gaming industry, unquote, is part of their factors, not the main factor, but Phaserlock Interactive is shutting down.
Yes, they call it impossible for us to continue, which that's words for we have hit the financial wall.
Yeah.
The well has dried.
So
yeah, they made Primal Hunt, which was a fun game.
it didn't.
Always unfortunate.
That's one that got buried.
Yeah, absolutely.
1,000,000%.
Absolutely. I was just going to say that same thing. So very unfortunate news. I imagine having a physical studio in Austin, Texas, must be extremely expensive. Austin, Texas has become one of the most expensive cities in the country.
Yeah. I mean,
And if you
owning's always better than renting in that kind of sense, because then you can always rent out your stuff if it doesn't work. But I don't know what they're, again, I say it a million times. I'm like, without a budget in front of me, I don't really know what happened.
Just unfortunate. We've lost another, and it won't be the last in 2025.
No.
I'm sure. But we're going to see new phoenixes rise up too.
Listen, if the statistics for small business are 9 out of 10 fail year one, and then 50% of that fail year two, there should be no surprise that businesses fail. It doesn't necessarily mean that like you're never going to get a hamburger again if the burger joint closes, because there's 8 more coming.
But forever, there's always new ones coming to, like Hidden IO with ZIX that we just talked about on the last one.
There's thousands coming.
Or
New studio a day probably coming out,
Or my next one, it is my turn, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because you just left off in Primal Hunt. Or my next one, I'm so excited for this one. Prison Boss Prohibition. We fucking loved Prison Boss. The first one. Oh my goodness. They showed off a new trailer of a mixed reality mode with co-located multiplayer. The fact that Prison Boss's sequel is going to have co-op in it, online co-op, I am so freaking hyped. So they show this off at the VR game showcase as well. No full release date yet, but there's going to be alpha access beginning on March 18th. So, dude, that's tomorrow.
Damn.
Alpha access. So go join their Discord.
Okay.
You can sign up for that on their Discord. I mean, this is a must play for me. I'm so hyped. Keep in mind, though, alpha is how it's going to start. So if you hear alpha, expect bugs. Not all the content's going to be finished. Otherwise, it would be fully released,
Bring back the app lab.
Yeah.
Don't filter the store with more.
And I believe they're just going to be playtesting on March 18th as well. Starting March 18th, the mixed reality mode, not the full game. But the full game will come to PC VR on Steam, MetaQuest, and PlayStation VR too.
It would be app lab.
Yeah, dude,
Anything with alpha or earlier.
don't get me
access
started.
Would be app lab.
It was the worst strategic decision they ever could have made for their store, was killing off App Lab. And we saw it coming. We said it was bad. We tried to be like, maybe they know more, They don't.
No. I mean, somebody does.
Unless it was intentional.
I mean, I used to talk some shit until Chris Pruitt said how shit really is. And then I'm like, okay, I get why there's not a button. I totally understand. But
then they did put a button before they killed it.
Yeah.
No.
Whatever. All right. So
I'm grumpy about it, dude. I don't get me started.
Good news for Dig VR from the team over at Just Add Water.
Woo woo.
Coming May 1st. PSVR2 and Steam.
Woo! That's actually huge.
Delayed launch was supposed to come out in March.
That's okay. It's always better to wait.
Add a little polish to it, is what they say.
Yeah, it's always better to wait and have it, fully
Let me confirm it's both coming May 1st, but I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it's both coming on.
Yep. No, they even said to add polish.
Yeah. I love
funny.
Dig VR. It's a great game. So super excited for PlayStation VR 2 players and PC VR players to finally get access to this.
Dude, I look forward to seeing him at PAX. It'd be cool to see Ben.
That's like you said, that'd be one that would.
They do. No,
crush
I mean, let's be honest. There's some that probably shouldn't spend the money to go.
Like I said, Rogue Pinatas, it wouldn't make sense for where they're at with their release,
But there is a handful. Here's one. Imagine if Postal. What the fuck? Why doesn't Flat2VR have a booth there? Now that I think about
VR
it.
Studios, I don't know.
Because, I mean, dude, how busy do you think that would be?
Demo all those games. Trombone Champ on Flattened. Demo off Roboquest VR.
It just dawned on me.
My guy.
Like you just showed 5 games.
I know.
5 games on the showcase. And who knows what's coming? You can have a booth. Interesting. Anywho. Who writes the checks over there? I heard they're coming to PAX too.
Over here, didn't you just say
you
don't start rumors with them?
I know. But it was such an obvious rumor that I don't feel guilt.
All right. So
it just dawned on me though. I'm like, they would kill.
Yeah, absolutely. No disagreement.
They wouldn't be able to demo all their games though.
Too many?
You would need a booth that would justify it. Because think of it, you'd need 5 TVs, 5 headsets, probably like 8 people, not to mention a couple of tech people. Oh my god!
Well, even the Gamescom booth they did Trombone Champ, Wrath, and Skyrunner.
Yep.
Even that was busy to do those 3, let alone now everything else.
What made that cool though is everything was scheduled.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking of PAX. Take that booth and put it in PAX.
Yeah, you don't have those demo time.
Oh, you're screwed.
You're gonna have just mobs of people.
You're gonna get claustrophobic real quick.
You're gonna see everyone leave their 10 pounds, just skin and bones after everything.
But I do.
No, they would crush it.
Yeah, I think they'd crush it.
All right, so my last one before
that'd be a great representation too.
My last one before our Patreon shout out. Ghost Town. They teased a their new game in a new trailer at the VR game showcase. It's made by the same developer as the Room VR, Fireproof Games. We love a good puzzle game. Love a good escape room. I'm so hyped for this. It's coming out April 24th on MetaQuest, and then it's going to come later this year on Steam, PC VR, and then also PlayStation VR later this year. So I'm so excited to check this out. The Room VR is one of the highest freaking rated games on the Quest. I'll pull up the actual ratings amount. But I mean, the Room flat screen and on mobile phones is a huge series. It's so cool to see Fireproof Games is sticking with VR. They have 14,000 reviews on the MetaQuest, and they're at a 4.9. That's crazy. 4.9 with 14,000 reviews. So I am excited for Ghost Town this month.
Oh, you know what? You know what's cool about seeing those high numbers on a puzzle game?
What's that?
People love puzzle games. I mean, that's an abnormally high amount of.
I said this month
reviews,
too. I mean next month.
Okay.
14,000, dude. Yeah, that's an abnormally high.
Abnormally.
No, the Room VR is
you pulled up
considered-
a 4.5 that had like 65.
Yeah.
And we were like, that's great.
Yeah. 14,000 just on MetaQuest.
Well,
do you want me to see how much they have on Steam?
Sure.
Just so we can get the full.
It's probably going to say highly rated.
It's 50% off on Steam right now, by the way. And it is overwhelmingly positive with 3.5K reviews on Steam.
That's it.
So they have a total of 17K reviews,
And
all
dude,
positive.
to hit that average, because you're making up for ones.
Yeah, their preview on the Google search shows 5 stars. But that's like not how Steam works, so it doesn't actually translate like that. So I'm
That's
excited
crazy.
for Ghost Town coming April 24th on the MetaQuest.
Okay. I just want more puzzle games.
This next one from you surprised the hell out of me.
Well,
I woke up and saw this and went, what the fuck?
It's yeah, a little out there. money that my fucking brain can't even conceive, if you know what I'm talking about. So I guess the king of Saudi Arabia really likes fucking Pokemon. You know what I'm saying? Because he just spent, I don't know if that's really what he spent, but it's a $3.5 billion split for Pokemon Go.
Well, no, they picked up more than just Pokemon Go.
Well, they picked up
Pokemon.
30 billion images.
Yeah, because of all the data. But they picked up Pokemon
Jesus
Go.
Christ, dude.
They picked up Monster Hunter now. And they also picked up Pikmin Bloom for $3.5 billion. I feel like that's man, Pokemon Go. I'm so surprised Niantic sold that.
The money would, dude. What would you sell your left
That's a good
hand
point.
for that money?
Now they have $3.5 billion of cash on hand.
Well, that's generational wealth. You're never poor. You can't.
They can. The projects. But the thing is, they play around with AR, though. I feel like you could blow through $3.5 billion in the tech world.
Oh, and yeah, doing research and design. Yeah. Oh, fuck yeah.
So I don't think it'll set Niantic forever, but I mean, now they have $3.5 billion to play with for new projects. Dude, what are they going to do with that?
It says Niantic aims to build on its world map and tools.
Yeah. I wonder if they're sticking with game. Like, this is a
enhanced
crazy
GPS.
One.
I just wondered, do you think the king of Saudi Arabia like plays Pokemon Go?
I think it's just a profit thing. Like, didn't they buy up a bunch of tennis? No, golf. Remember when they did Live Golf?
Yeah, which people fucking loved.
And then, I mean, I do know that they're huge into boxing, and that's why they're so involved in boxing. So yeah, maybe they are big into Pokemon
here's the
Go.
Thing. Everything you're mentioning is things
that they enjoy.
Somebody enjoys.
Yeah, you know what? Or their kid.
So,
or fuck, man, maybe the king of Saudi Arabia is just walking around collecting Pokemon. I don't know. That's crazy.
That's what I'm thinking.
Possible.
I mean, dude,
3.5 billion. I feel like it's nothing to them too.
What? No,
it was like steal. They probably didn't even blink at that.
The king of Saudi Arabia.
I know. Like, dude, that was such a steal for them. They're partnering with Dana White.
They could
to do boxing now
give out
too.
$1 million a day for the rest of the life, and they'd still have billions.
Their sport endeavors,
funny,
the Riyadh season is what they call it. They partnered with the UFC to do their event at the Globe. At the Sphere, called it the Globe. Same shit, Sphere, Globe. The Sphere in Vegas, when the UFC did their event there, that was funded by the Saudis.
I can't believe we talked to Niantic.
Yeah, Asim. We've talked to 2 people from there.
Fucking billionaire.
Well, doesn't mean the individual employees are. I mean, now look, if they have company stock, though.
Company wide.
Holy moly.
I mean, it's $1 billion company.
Yeah. I mean, dude, congrats to them. That was a great one.
If the king of Saudi Arabia would like to buy our show, I got no problem living out there, you know?
So I'll go fast on this.
Dude, that's just a sick amount of money, though. Let's be honest.
I got a dinner to attend soon, and we got some more news.
I want to know the backstory.
A bunch of news to hit, so I'll plow through this quick. But as always, huge shout out to our Patreon supporters on our on-air shout out tier. We have Asim, Amelia, Carson, Earth Witness, Aspire Boyk, Jake, Crispy, and Shoes. So thank you all again for your continued support week after week. You can join our Patreon as well by visiting the link in our show notes that offers exclusive benefits for listeners like those, including on-air shoutouts, access to an exclusive room in our Discord server, only for Patreon supporters. But of course, anyone can also join our Discord by visiting the link in our show notes as well. Don't forget, stay tuned for the Ruff Talk VR Gaming Showcase, Friday, April 4th, and also 1 p.m. Eastern Time, just to specify. Don't forget, subscribe, rate us 5 stars, smash that like button on YouTube, all that stuff. And thank you again to all of our Patreon supporters. So, going back to the news, another
billions. I just can't get the word billions out.
Yeah, you know, I thought it was crazy news, but maybe it wasn't actually a bad idea to offload it at an all-time high, and now they have $3.5 billion to play with for projects. That's insane.
Especially when you want to like do research.
You're like, I can't believe we talked to you. You're like, dude, that was a good one.
Yeah, I mean, you now work. I don't know what their network was worth before.
Well, they had Pokemon Go. That's huge. They had some other big ones. So
obviously, 3.5 billion.
I didn't see Peridot sold in that announcement, so it sounds like they still own Peridot.
Holding on to it, yeah.
I'll
would make
I'll
sense.
confirm that. I'll get confirmation on that. But it
Why
sounds
not?
like
They're
they
just
still
gonna
have
sell
Hello.
that shit in 10 years for another $3 billion.
That was a smart one to hold because there is a lot of IP potential with Peridot. So
my hands would be shaking if I had a check for 3.5 billion.
So Gorn 2, they announced a new gameplay trailer, or they released a new gameplay trailer at the VR game showcase. And dude, it looks good. I'm hyped for Gorn 2.
Yeah, it was received well.
It was announced a couple weeks ago, but this was the first like real gameplay trailer of it. And Gorn 2 will arrive later this year on Quest, PC VR, and PlayStation VR 2, going for the full trifecta. Upload VR did get their hands on a preview, and were very complimentary of it. Just saying, if anyone wants to send that preview this way, you know.
I've been like that with almost everything that was shown on that trailer.
Oh, on that showcase?
Yeah, that's what I meant.
I knew what you meant.
Did you? All right, this is good news, and I don't even have freaking PlayStation VR 2 yet. I know where it's one of our goals for 2025, getting to the I keep looking at the best PS5s too. Like the minute I see something that, I don't know, dude, I don't want jank. I want the best because I'm banking on next year's games. Underdogs coming to you, PlayStation VR 2 peeps, this month. So I think if I remember the 25th.
March 25th.
Yep. March 25th.
Ooh, check this. A physical release coming on April 4th.
I want that in my hands. Autographed by the team, please.
We have one PlayStation VR 2 disc so far. Hubris.
Amazing how they did that.
Yeah.
That's genius marketing. I don't even own a PlayStation. Skiva still holds the best for how he handled that.
Yeah, he got it signed right away.
I kept mine in a plastic. I'm like, yeah, I got me Hubris.
He opened that shit up and says, sign it.
Can you sign the inside of that, please? I'm like, whole gangster move. Thank you, Skiva.
Skiva's an OG.
And out of respect, I kept mine in the plastic, and I said, I'll do that at the next event I'm at. But yeah, no, you'll be able to actually get a physical copy. Does the high-end PlayStation take physical copies anymore, or is it all digital?
Don't quote me. I need to look into that. I need to look into that.
I would think it would be digital, right?
I think so, but I need to look into it.
What the hell's a disc? Cool collection thing.
But I'm excited for that. For PlayStation VR 2 users, having
you're about
Underdogs 2, they're in for a treat.
You're about to...
I really hope we see it on the top 10 selling list for PlayStation in about a month.
I mean, Steam and Pico, so...
Yeah, I mean, dude, there's no studio. There's few studios I root for as much as I root for one Hamza with Underdogs. So...
Well, that and their new boxing game, they're going to kill it.
So this is a big one. Quest's long-awaited camera pass-through API is now out for developers. However, you're not allowed to use it in apps on the store yet. So this is kind of like the beta testing period, right? Developers can use it. You just can't release apps with it. Having the camera app access API, it allows developers that when they're using mixed reality apps, they can actually analyze what's in your room. You know, we talked a lot last week on possibilities of it. That could be opening up a counter, looking at what's in your cupboard, your cabinets, and saying, what can I do for a meal? And then it might be able to help you with that. That's a very rudimentary example, but things like that are impossible without camera access. So I'm so excited to see what developers can begin to do with it. And, stay tuned for when they can actually start to release apps with it. But their developers are able to play with it. And VR developers are extremely talented, which means people are going to have some crazy shit in about 2 weeks. I'm pretty confident of it.
I don't know, dude. I'm excited.
Yeah, I mean, I cannot wait to see what comes of that. So stay tuned for more examples of it.
Doge going to get a hold of that footage, see you be owning shit you didn't pay taxes on. They're going to come take it. There, I started a good rumor. Let people fester on that. What's to say you couldn't, though? Remember back, though, when people, like, we wanted those cameras to see everything, and some people were, like, up in arms that, like, I don't want you seeing what's in my house, though. And how far we've come in 3 years, where now we're like, fuck yeah, I want to open my cabinet. I want you to tell me what I can have to eat. Give me some options here. All right. Got a roguelike, VR roguelike, Quantum Threshold. This is unique as it's to my knowledge, the first VR game I've ever played where you're playing in a wheelchair. So you're going to be able to upgrade your wheelchair, upgrade weapons, but it's all taking place. Obviously, this is a sit down to play game. Because wouldn't that be some shit if they made you stand to play a character who's in a wheelchair? So you got to escape from ever evolving threats. Roguelike, not doing it your first half a dozen times, I'm sure. But I like they're saying all the nice keywords, upgrades, upgrade your wheelchair. I have no idea what this is going to mean. It's coming out May 22nd on MetaQuest and PCVR. And they did confirm a limited time closed beta sign up that they'll open at a later date, i.e. follow our socials and you'll be in the know. And which is really what that is, even if it never happened, right?
I'm so excited to mess people up in my wheelchair.
And yeah, man, I've played sit down games, just never played one purposely like your character's in a wheelchair. So for accessibility, I think that's cool that it's like, yeah, man, being a little represented. Let me just say what developer. Oh, it's a Finnish studio called Vacky Games.
Vacky Games. That's a cool name.
Or Vakai.
Quantum Threshold.
Quantum Threshold.
I agree. There's some good representation in this one in a not over the top way. Like, it's just funny. You get to fuck people up in your wheelchair. Let's go. I'm going to have the most badass wheelchair at the end of this.
You hope.
Unless, well, it's a roguelite, so you could just get a bad run. Yeah.
Lose a wheel.
So,
like, how's this going to work?
I am excited for that one, though.
They're going to give you a tread.
Cannot wait to try it.
No, it's cool.
So, game we love. Liked it for a while. Cards and Tankards.
They're getting a while to play, though.
They're getting a new expansion launching later this month. So that's exciting. It's great to see that this game is still getting updates after all this time. They're calling it the Ashes of, excuse my pronunciation, Ashes of Enku. That's interesting. And Cards and Tankards, check this, is available on MetaQuest, Steam, and Google Play. Do they have a mobile version of it now? I
didn't know that they did.
That's nuts.
That'd be perfect, though.
If not, if they do, why is it not on iOS? But this upcoming Ashes of Enku expansion will introduce 50 new cards, diamond animated variants, new cosmetics, a refined season pass, balancing changes, and ranking resets. So, interesting stuff.
Sweet. If you want to take your news story now.
Oh my God, I stole yours?
Yeah, I just didn't want to stop you.
Oh my God, that was so rude of me.
Pressed for time.
That's fucking funny. So yeah, I totally just, do you want to do mine?
No, because I was going to, and I'm like, I didn't even open it, and I don't want to spend 5 minutes.
Okay, by the way, Cards and Tankards is on Google Play. I just don't see it on iOS, but it looks like you can, if you have an Android phone, I think you can download it.
Yeah, I don't see it on iOS.
That's nuts.
Which is sucks, because for travel, dude, think that'd be fucking awesome.
I know. Did you see how excited I got?
Imagine if we could play together on a plane.
I know.
All right, anywho.
Wow. Okay, huge props to them and continuing to drop updates.
Get that shit to iOS.
So, A Township Tale developers were teasing a new project for a while called P2 is what they're calling it. I'm guessing for Project 2.
I can too.
And they've now announced the name of it, Reave. It's a dark fantasy multiplayer game. It's going to be a PvPvE extraction game with combat and looting. We're seeing it, no shortage of extraction games coming, but this one's definitely unique in that every other extraction game we've seen has been shooter, whereas this one's a fantasy game. So they are doing something unique in that, you know, when I first heard that they were doing an extraction game, I was like, nah, I don't know. But the setting of it actually is so unique that, you know, I think it's compelling. So I'm definitely excited to try Reave. It's coming to the Quest and PC VR with no confirmed release date.
Okay.
But they will be releasing regular developer logs on their YouTube channel. So stay tuned for more info from Alta.
Fair enough.
Reave. It's kind of a cool name.
You doing Mr. Rhythm?
What's up?
You skipped over Mr. Rhythm.
Oh, that's not right. I'm all over the place right now.
That was the one you were supposed to do.
That's how it happened, because I skipped over that and then went to there. But I
Tankards,
didn't realize that. I
going.
didn't realize it. So let me just do this real quick. It'll take 2 seconds. A mixed reality rhythm game, Beatable, aims to tackle hand tracking's biggest challenge with their upcoming game. So Beatable is the latest project from XR Games, and they're actually collaborating with VR content creator Nacy, who we've met at events like, I believe, MetaConnect. So XR Games, most notable for Starship Troopers Continuum, and we won't talk about it, Hitman 3 VR Reloaded. XR Games says that they aim to address what they call the biggest challenges with controller-free hand tracking right now. To be honest with you, there's so many great examples of hand tracking. I'm excited to see what they mean, or if that is a little bit of hype. Can't blame a man for hyping a little bit, but
No, I think they mean it.
Beatable will be launching in early access on April 10th on the MetaQuest platform for $9.99. They're going to have a licensed soundtrack with like full licensed music and stuff. So excited to check out this mixed reality rhythm game. It's funny. What did you call it? Mr. Rhythm Game?
Oh, Mr. Rhythm.
I think you said that it's being stupid because it said mixed reality. That's funny. That's a good laugh. All right. Finally, now you can do some news. I'm so sorry.
Wowza. What you want to take?
I feel like it's been a while.
You can jack it. It's cool.
We're almost there.
So this one's a little far out because it's going to take a couple months to get there, about 6 months away. But Memoreum coming this September.
Woo.
Developed by Patient 8 Games. Those are the ones that brought you Half-Life Out. It's not actually Half-Life Alex, but the Return to Rapture mod. It was actually based on
That's cool. I didn't know if they were a modding team that went to a full. That's a new factoid to me.
Began as Dead Space VR mod. It's been in development for 4 years, and it was shown at Gamescom 2024. It's scary, dude.
Dude, I had a great time with it. I can't wait for it.
It's scary. Did you say that it wasn't as scary because you're at Gamescom? Do you think it would be really scary home
Yes,
alone?
I did fine because it was like in a bright ass.
Yeah, I remember you were like, I wasn't
there's
scared
people-
as I know I
People
would be.
all around me. That's the ideal setting for me to play those type of games. At home, 10 p.m. at night, home alone, just me and Reggie over here.
Yeah.
We ain't having a good time.
Yep.
Tell you that right now.
No, it's VR horror set near 2311. So anything goes, and you will be playing as Dr. Otto Hudson. Everything after that, I'm just saying, be prepared to get the bejesus scared out of you.
I cannot
Mod
wait.
teams, dude. Mod teams going into VR is legit.
Like Memoreum, according to Upload VR, began as a Dead Space VR mod.
Yeah.
That's cool. It's wicked cool. Like I said, I love that aspect.
4 years in development. They're
Hell
going to
yeah.
come out hard. Okay.
So this next one's
September.
can't wait. Must buy for me. So a game out now in early access for $20 on MetaQuest called Mage, all capital letters, Mage. They're using a custom engine to hit 120 frames per second with their physics game using dynamic shadows on the Quest 3. So whole bunch of tech stuff on that side of things, but it's cool to see a developer built a custom engine just to hit certain performance benchmarks on the Quest 3 that have been unable to be hit otherwise using engines like Unreal or Unity. So wicked cool. I got to go try out Mage. I'll be honest with you, the first time I heard about it was this article. According to Upload VR in their interview with the developer, Mage has zero lag or loading screens. And then, runs at a consistent 120 frames per second, despite featuring dynamic lighting, shadows, magic effects, and high render resolution, and hundreds of high fidelity dynamic physics props.
Freaking sweet.
Yeah. made, like I said, available now in early access for $20.
Be funny if it was like a taxi game
Mm-hmm.
with the
Mage.
name Mage.
Yeah. That's
Like
why,
go the complete opposite of what your brain goes to.
dude, I got a big beef when hair salons are called like cafe. Have you ever seen that?
Yeah.
It bothers me. Don't call your hair salon cafe.
Although there are some, I know down south that like they'll give you champagne when you walk in and shit.
That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about in
It's quite a cafe.
Western Mass.
We have
Massachusetts.
barbershops and hair salons.
Hair salons, and they put their name of their business has cafe in it. Do you know how deceiving that is? I've never rooted against somebody more. All right. You want to take the next one?
All right. So this is coming from an OG team. Not only are they OG, but they hold the title for one of the oldest VR multiplayer games that's still being supported. And not only that, they're coming out with their massive 2.0 update.
2.0.
March 25th. That's going to be for Onward. And it does seem like it's going to be pretty freaking, it's going to be a massive graphical overhaul. This is coming from Meta's confirmation. Across weapons, utilities, new map content, new operator system, and ready, 20 new characters being introduced.
Wow.
For a game that's been out since 2016 on Steam.
That's wild. So
Dude,
huge
I'm
props
excited to see it though.
to the Onward developers. Owned by Meta. They own the studio.
They're not fucking
Downpour
around.
Interactive, but great to see that 2.0 is coming.
So I know we're both going to go in and check it out.
Mm-hmm.
So
Onward's always been a
had me with
shooter.
huge update.
I always struggled with Onward, but you get me to go back in with 2.0. You know what I mean?
They do 20 new characters
Yeah,
and
I'll
everything's
definitely
being
check it out.
overhauled. Yeah,
I'll
it's
definitely
like,
check it out.
To me, it could be a new game.
So continuing with co-op, you know me, love myself some VR co-op. A new game from Windlands developer who we actually talked to, the CEO of SciTech Games, John Hibbins. He's the one that we stole him outside the coffee shop at Connect. He just happened to walk out. Wrong time, wrong place.
so
Protecting the
dirty.
poor guy.
Hey, what are you guys doing?
Yeah, great.
Want to be interviewed?
Developer of Windlands 1 and 2. They announced their new game, Titan Isles. Again, it's going to be an action-adventure game with co-op support coming to Quest and Steam, shown off at the VR Game Showcase. No release date, just the announcement of it. And the store page is live on the MetaQuest store if you want to go and wishlist and support them there. So, cool stuff. Looks like a great game, though. Co-op action-adventure
Just
in
so
VR.
many games.
Let's go.
I struggle with the sky is falling in the industry.
Yeah.
when we've
Like I said,
seen-
there's always new ones.
it's not even funny. All right, short and sweet.
Like, why you keep saying my nicknames?
I'm sorry, I'm saying short and sweet a lot, aren't I? All right, fat and stubby.
You're so long. Okay, I'll stop.
Oh man, why do you have to keep going there? Baldur's Gate. That's what did it.
Yeah.
I'll blame everything that comes out of your mouth on that game.
Did you like when I was like, I made my Guardian something I'd want to plow just in case? I don't know what's going to go down with this Guardian, but just in case I need to do anything, I don't want to have a big red demon, All right, nonetheless.
I made two girls.
Yeah.
So if the worst happens, it's a win.
No. You made twins.
Pretty much.
All right, keep going. We're fucked up.
Anyways, I will be quick with this one. The only part of the article that jumped out that had me like eyebrow raising was the word seemingly. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, you never
seemingly we will live forever.
I don't like to report on news that's seemingly.
Yeah, it's a tough one, but I mean, I trust the source being Upload VR. So it appears that Steam Link app will be coming to Pico and HTC Vive. HTC Vive.
We've hit that point, man. We're tongue-tied. We got to plow through these.
Dude, I've always struggled with
HTC Vive.
I think I make up a letter. I might say V a lot.
I think you say HTV Vive.
Yeah, HTV. It's in New England. They say HTV Vive.
I get the HPV Vive.
So their standalone headset Steam Link app coming to Pico and HTC Vive. But if you can read between the lines, if the article even says in the title, seemingly coming, all fingers point to it.
Hell yeah.
So
The Steam Link app is very well received for playing wireless PC VR games as well, too. So, not Flat2VR Studios, even though it's a flat screen game coming to VR. Flat screen horror game Slender, The Arrival, which is focused on the Slender Man, is going to be coming to VR headsets soon. This spring. Made by Blue Isle Studios. It's going to put you into a first-person horror game dealing with the Slender Man. It's going to be coming to Steam, PlayStation VR 2, and MetaQuest. No official date, just sometime spring 2025. So another popular flat screen game getting ported over to VR. How about that?
Okay. Not upset about it.
Mm-hmm.
Remember all the controversy behind Slender Man and like the young kids?
Now that's a fucking VR game. Do you know how scary that's going to be? I'm all set, dog. Dude, I'm serious. Fuck that.
I don't think Slender Man's going to be that bad.
I'm not playing that shit.
Oh, man. You fucking crack me up, man. All right, let me try to compose myself.
We're almost there.
See, I got a little tear.
I know.
It was something about the way you just went.
Dude, I was crying last night with because I got to call out MetaQuest real quick. What the hell goes on? If you play Xbox cloud gaming on your MetaQuest, please invite an Xbox friend to a party and let me know if it's my headset and my software or if it's the jankiest mic software that's ever existed. What did I sound like?
Dude, it sounded like...
You told me if somebody called you making those noises at 3 a.m, you would call the police.
Oh, 100%. Need a welfare check. Either the person's being disemboweled or fucking stroking out. It sounded like you were like, if you went down an endless flight of stairs with your arms behind your back and just said, I'll absorb it with my chest.
I heard you go, it sounds like you're falling down the stairs. So I start cracking up. I'm trying to talk more. I hear you and Tracy just talking shit for like 10 minutes. I finally call you on my phone. I'm crying laughing. I'm in absolute tears.
Oh, dude,
I hear you guys laughing.
Oh, we're dying. We're dying.
It took us so long to start the game because of just fucking laughing.
Dude, and then another like 45 minutes of character creation.
At least that's done.
And I ran through it.
Yeah.
I didn't spend like...
We could have done more in depth.
Dude, you'd spend easy hours perfecting that character.
Please, someone let me know if it's just my software or if calling somebody
bad.
over Xbox Party Chat through Xbox Cloud Gaming on your MetaQuest.
Well, no, the worst part, it was tolerable the first time.
Yeah,
just
and
wasn't
you
great.
said there's some issues, and I said, oh, I'll call you right back. So I left the party, called again, and then it was fucked. So, continuing with the news, it's actually your turn. Sorry.
Yes. Update to a game that we actually enjoyed.
One of the best trailers from their 2024 Ruff Talk VR gaming showcase, if you asked me.
It's still one of
I had
the
my
best
girlfriend
trailers.
laughing.
It's funny. It was done really good. Hide the Corpse. They're adding some
Weekend at Bernie's VR.
randomized body spawning updates. Or randomized body spawning. Which I don't know if I really want. The game's not easy. It's fun.
Okay,
it's
but
funny.
I get what they're trying to do. They're trying to make it so you have unique playthroughs that keep that. That's smart.
How do I
That's
get you to keep playing?
That's very good. That's actually a great update.
You know what the update's called?
What?
Gus on the Loose.
I'm done. That's fucking hilarious. I love them. Great game.
They do such good trailers, dude.
Yeah, Hide the Corpse is a good one. If you haven't checked out Hide the Corpse yet, definitely go play it. That's a fun game. Unique. Great concept,
it
well
is
executed.
Exactly what the name says. You have like a 4-minute timer and you have to hide the corpse before the cops come.
And it's all ragdolly, so it ain't always easy to shove into a cupboard, you know?
And if the cops see any part of it, you're busted.
Don't be a fool. Cops, they'll go looking for that body. So, social VR sandbox DigiGods. They have announced an overhauled gunplay, and they announced a Warzone update. It's a free-to-play game as well, too. They call it their most ambitious patch yet. It enhances weapons feel, precision controls, and heightened satisfaction, promising improvements to ballistics and weapon recoil. They also added new weapons and destructible building blocks. So, interesting. Now, here's my problem with free-to-play games. This update introduces 3 paid Warzone bundles at $15 each. So you buy all 3 of those, that's $45. Just sell me a $20 game and let's walk away.
Yeah,
but different story. I don't mean to shit on them. It's just I don't like the free-to-play model. Because free-to-play developers make a lot of money. So you do the math. You're selling me half the game, or you're giving me part of the game for free, and then you're going to have this total amount of game behind paywalls that adds up to so much more than it ever would have been flat, or just like as a flat payment. So, you can tell we're hitting the 2-hour point. I'm going to work to bet nothing. But huge props is to
Get
DigiGods
violent
on
over
there.
it. Just show me your team game. No, I get it.
Yeah, I get it too. So DigiGods, huge props to them for that update.
Some shit picked up from.
Who else but Bradley?
Sadly, it's
We should have a segment of the show for Valve rumors and call it "Who else but
sadly
Bradley?"
it's Bradley, but also known as Sadly it's Dadley. Congratulations.
Oh, yeah. That's actually his new Twitter name.
Yep. Sadly it's Dadley.
Congrats.
Him and his data mining group. I love
Army
that
of just
looking at code.
just
Somewhere somebody's saying
enthusiasts.
something. What's crazy is they don't ever come up empty-handed.
No,
It's
they
like-
come up with crazy.
And then I wonder how many times does a developer be like, "Hey, what's up, Brad?"
yeah,
you know?
I feel like he gets fed some stuff sometimes.
Yeah, but
Nobody has pushed Deckard more than Bradley.
no, but they have discovered numerous mentions of the possibility that Valve is working on Steam Link VR dongle.
You love the word dongle.
I just love dangling my dongle.
A dongle.
Freeballing my dongle for wireless PC VR.
Nice. So that's something you'd
and
be able to buy.
and I'll say this: if Bradley's saying it, his track record's pretty fucking good. I think there was only one instance of some shit, and I don't even think it was of misinformation. He's pretty damn good at what he does.
Yeah, I mean, look, if they can have a dongle that you can plug into your computer and it offers a direct connection without, I mean, that's even better. Let's go. That's pretty much, this is doing, you know, when we talk to TPZ and he talks about doing a dedicated router, that's basically what this is doing.
If it's really reliable and that easy as just plug it in.
It's obviously not a router.
All
so
the settings
people are
good
going
for
to
you.
correct me on that, but like it's basically
You
doing.
got to get to PZ to your house, and then you have the fucking best internet in your town.
So that's a cool one.
It's no joke,
If
dude.
they release it, I'll buy it 100%. There's just for smoother PC VR.
That man talks sometimes it's another language.
So this next one is one that I have actually, I'll say the news and I have questions on it. People Can Fly. They're a huge Polish gaming conglomerate. They have announced that they are pulling out of VR publishing, citing reduced investment from platform owners, which, I mean, I guess you can read in between the lines there. Who's the platform owners? That would be Meta, PlayStation VR, or Sony, and Steam. I don't think Sony or Steam were dumping much money into developers for third-party publishing and stuff. So that has to be, people can read in between the lines there. That's saying that they're not getting money from Meta, right? If that's what they're saying from platform owners, who else is there as platform? I doubt Pico was giving them millions, you know?
Unless
So-
it's the consumers.
Nonetheless,
All you people who own it and didn't buy our game.
People Can Fly, though, their VR publishing wing is Incuvo, who does Green Hell VR. And then Incuvo has a subsidiary studio that is Spectral Games that does Medieval Dynasty. So People Can Fly announced that they're pulling out of VR publishing, but they're going to do one last project yet to be announced that's coming out through Incuvo just because it's already in the development. It's already in the works, and then they're out. But it doesn't make sense because all of their VR publishing came through Incuvo before. And in the release, it said that they're not doing any publishing anymore, but Incuvo will continue with its operations. And so is Incuvo going to become like an independent
I don't know.
operating thing? Because like if Incuvo is still going to do VR, then People Can Fly is really not pulling out because they own Incuvo. I'm a little confused on this, but maybe it'll be that Incuvo now has to do it self-sustainably, and they're not going to get like additional financial support from their parent company. I don't know.
I don't think I would ever say this would be our last game either.
For VR,
Yeah,
yeah,
because
you never know. What if that last one?
the park?
Correct.
You're gonna do all that and then just abandon?
And hey, I kind of got a weird feel that the only reason that you were doing VR would be that you were getting money from the platform owner. You should have had it in a way that you were self-sustainable. So it's a weird
I wasn't
announcement.
gonna go there, but yes,
I have
part of me has that.
I have a
exact
lot
feeling.
of questions. This release gives me more questions than answers. Like what's happening with Incuvo more, like in like platform owners. You can say Meta. I mean, we know it's Meta. So they're not getting money from Meta. I wonder how many
Fucking
developers
Apple.
I wonder how many developers that's the case for. And I wonder if that's Meta pulling out of funding or just pulling out of funding in Incuvo.
Well,
You know?
Well, it's my understanding, and I don't know from firsthand like VR funding experience, but from other things, it's like you use grants, you use funding, you use loans to get your shit established. So you don't need funding and you don't need grants.
Yes, they've already put out. They put out Bulletstorm VR as well. They put out three big games if you count Medieval Dynasty.
So I would never look at from an operating cost or budget. Anything that comes third party, like for Meta or something, that's great. But you'd be crazy to look for that. You know, it's
be relying on it. The only reason you're publishing on the platform. So again,
that's not a good thing.
More questions and answers.
Maybe we were overthinking it too.
I love the Incuvo folks. I love the Spectral Game folks. We had a great talk with them at MetaConnect. Great people. I mean, honestly, great developers. Love all their games. So I'm not trying to throw shade. Like, I like them as people. I love their studio. It's just more I'm confused by the press release from People Can Fly. I got more questions than answers. But apparently, People Can Fly, one more big VR game coming, and then they're pulling out of VR publishing.
All right. And I actually nixed the next one on my list here.
Okay.
It just was for nothing. It was just comical.
Okay. So then I'll end the show. Well, then we'll do our upcoming VR games. But the last piece of news, Penguin Festival is going to be an upcoming game to Steam and it's a funny name, to Quest and PC VR. It's actually made by an ex-Alchemy Labs developer. So, I mean, Alchemy Labs is...
they got a good vibe.
Yeah. I mean, unbelievable studio. This is obviously set in the North Pole. The Penguin Festival, according to Upload VR, sees players don the monochromatic flippers of a party planner and assists in creating a winning North Pole party. So, curious what goes on there. I'm kind of expecting a wacky Alchemy Labs-esque tale. You know, as you just do silly shit through the whole way through, but I'm excited. The upcoming game promises no time pressure finishing activities, so play at your own pace.
I just hope that it doesn't have an alchemy feel.
I get that.
That'll be, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
I get it.
Mentally, your brain will go to like, oh, this is Alchemy Labs.
No release date or price or anything like that. But they did say there's going to be a third-person spectator camera for others to watch. That's cool.
You know, it's going to be fun.
Yeah, I'm
fun
excited.
And probably funny.
All right, so now we've done with the news, man. This was a long one. So, I somehow we finished before my dinner too. That I gotta go do. That's nice. No fights tonight. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm going to get the eviction real quick.
Right, I'm going to go home and nobody's going to be here. So I'll do the first half that I'm highlighting here, and then you'll take it from there.
Sure.
So these are just for the rest of March. Of course, April's coming quick, so next week we'll talk games coming in April as well. But for the rest of March, we have Silent North in Early Access coming March 20th to PC, VR, and Quest. Sport Vita Cyberdash coming March 20th to PC, VR, and MetaQuest. Erection. It's been a long episode. Erection
Simulator.
Whoa.
That's weird.
Electrician Simulator VR coming March 21st to PC, VR, and PSVR 2. Boxed Out coming March 24th to MetaQuest. Underdogs coming March 25th to PSVR 2. And then Hitman World of Assassination coming March 27th to PC, VR, and PlayStation VR 2.
Do one more and it'll make us even.
Okay. And then The Living Remain coming March 27th to MetaQuest and Steam.
Alrighty. And one I'm anxiously awaiting for, Train Sim World VR New York coming March 27th to Quest. I know what he thought I was getting ready. I know exactly where you're going.
That's funny. He thought
little guy.
He got so excited.
And it's
you're funny, man.
So Train Sim World VR New York, March 27th on Quest. Wanderer, The Fragments of Fate, March 27th, PSVR 2, and Quest. It's real, folks. It's like
it's here.
Fucking next week.
We're ready.
Yeah, I'm just waiting, dude. Hellsplit Arena, you've made me so hyped for it. More hyped than I wanted to be. Hellsplit Arena, March 2025 on Quest. Nyctophobia, March 2025, PC VR, anything that says March 2025, there's only like a couple weeks left. So
you better throw a release date out there soon. Otherwise, we were talking about you in April's games.
I'm in April.
Yeah. Not the first time that's happened.
Nyctophobia is coming March 2025, PCVR.
I have a paulophobia.
Parakoto, March
Phobia against guys named
2025.
Paul.
Paulophobia.
That's why I think of nyctophobia. It's like, do you hate people named Nick?
Nick.
You have a nycophobia?
Usually Nicks are dicks, right?
No,
Parakoto.
Nick Sutrich's a good guy.
You know what?
He's the exception.
He's not really a dick, is he?
No. You're lucky.
Yeah.
You're lucky.
Good
Maybe
job,
change
Nick.
your name.
Nyctophobia, March. My apologies, Nick. Nyctophobia, March 2025, PCVR. Parakoto, March 2025, PCVR. Lots of PCVR. Premier League player coming March 2025 to Pico. Good deal. And Wet VR coming March. They must get so angry when they hear that. You make me so moist. Wet VR.
Oh, imagine moist VR.
People have a really hard. There's people who like
Can't
really
handle the word moist.
Moist. I don't know what it is.
It's a moist sounding word when you say it.
It's so moist.
All right, so Wet VR.
Wet VR coming March 2025 on PCVR.
Nice.
I hope. Wet. It's not porn, right?
No. All right. Thank you all for tuning in. It's a long one, but exciting. Only episode this week. Showcase next week. Not next week. I'm sorry.
Whoa.
Showcase next month. April 4th. Friday, April 4th.
Giving me anxiety, bro.
1 p.m. Eastern time. Subscribe. Rate us 5 stars. Stay tuned for that. And hope you all have a great week. Ciao, ciao.